Halifax Regional Council is discussing the idea of a federal guaranteed basic income. Councillor Wei Mason brought forward the issue and wants a letter sent to the Prime Minister and Premier to request the implementation of a basic income to bolster the social safety net. A report released earlier this month found income support would reduce inequality, establish a sense of financial security, and encourage savings. Well, joining us now to give us deeper insight into what a guaranteed federal basic income would look like is Dr. Elizabeth K. Raining-Bird, Chair of Basic Income Nova Scotia and a member of the Steering Committee of Coalition Canada Basic Income. She's joined by Pierre Stevens, a member of Basic Income Nova Scotia and a retired senior instructor at Dalhousie University. Welcome to Forum Daily.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's start with this motion itself put forward by Mr. Mason. What exactly is he asking for, and what would this program look like in Nova Scotia?
Councillor Mason is requesting that the Mayor write letters to the Prime Minister, to the Premier of Nova Scotia, and to ministers. And the letters would be requesting that the governments implement a basic income throughout Canada.
And what would a realistic federal basic income look like throughout Canada? Who would qualify for it?
The request is being made to provide a regular payment made to people who need it and distributed with minimal bureaucracy. What that would do would be to dramatically reduce poverty in Nova Scotia and throughout Canada, improve the physical and mental health of individuals who are currently living in poverty, and increase people's sense of well-being and actually trust in government.
Now, on the other hand, I want to jump to a recent report by Atlantic Province's Economic Council. It indicates that guaranteed basic income would require higher taxes or cutting government spending, which could involve cuts to social programs. So how can officials implement a basic income program without impacting certain groups?
Advocates throughout Canada, including here in Nova Scotia and the Atlantic provinces, are advocating for a basic income that would not replace the social programs. It would become an important component of a comprehensive social safety net. So the claim by APEC that it would replace social programs is unsubstantiated. And the second aspect of that question, the question about taxes, is an interesting one. Higher taxes are not always a bad thing. Our taxation system over the past number of years, past number of decades, has become less and less equitable. And if we were to modify our taxation system to become fairer and for the wealthy and corporations to pay their fair share, then that would generate a tremendous amount of money to support a basic income.
So let's stay on the topic of these higher taxes. What would these taxes look like, and who would these taxes impact the most?
They certainly wouldn't impact people who are poor or people who are middle income. They would impact people who have a lot of money already and can afford to increase their taxes. We don't know exactly what the taxes, any changes in taxes might mean. It's possible that they could take a lot of different forms. UBI Works, for example, has proposed that there's a variety of funding options that could be made. We could increase contributions from the financial sector. We could provide fewer tax breaks for big companies. We could provide fewer subsidies for the wealthiest people in Canada. All of these fair taxation. I want to emphasize, however, that we really don't know right now how the government would fund basic income. Many programs that are funded with deficit funding. For example, the Canada Child Benefit was funded with deficit funding. And after it was implemented, it actually generated economic gains for the country. So it is quite possible that we don't need to modify the taxation system to create a basic income.
Some really interesting points to consider, Dr. Kay Rainingbird and Mr. Stevens. Just about 10 seconds left here, so I'm going to leave it at that, but we'll definitely have to return to talk about this important topic. Thank you again for joining us today on Forum Daily.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.